Hello, and welcome to The Trans-Canadian, Episode 4. I'm Diane, your host. Last episode I talked about digital computers, and I realized that was insensitive to my non-binary viewers, so I apologize. If this channel were actually popular, Twitter would be exploding right about now, but it's a joke, people. I'd like to give a shout out to my viewer MD, who suggested I do the episode standing up rather than sitting, and also with a more interesting and theatrical background. This week, I'd like to talk about juggernauts. Dictionary.com defines juggernaut as any large, overpowering, destructive force or object, as war, a giant battleship, or a powerful football team. Dictionary.com must be an American site to use the phrase powerful football team. What you, dear viewers, may not realize is that I too am part of a juggernaut. Oh yes. The National Catholic Register offers up a column entitled, "Here's How We Can Stop the Transgender Juggernaut." How, pray tell? Invoke divine assistance? Pray for our souls? Don't be ridiculous. This isn't something unimportant enough to leave up to God. The National Catholic Register proposes suing medical practitioners who assist trans people in transitioning, thereby depriving us of medical care. Mercator.net asks, are the wheels falling off the transgender juggernaut? I think the author of that column watched Episode 2, Metaphors. The Federalist strikes a decidedly alarmist tone. The trans juggernaut wants your kids, and public schools are just the beginning. Well, of course. Don't you recall the famous transgender pioneer who wrote, "Give me a child until he is 7." Wait, that was actually St. Ignatius Loyola of the Jesuit order. Seems like he and his friends well understand the importance of early indoctrination. And finally, the Illinois Family Institute says that the transgender juggernaut threatens God's design for male and female, and has a lovely graphic of a pride-colored fist smashing into a bride and groom. Yes, Illinois Family Institute, we're threatening God's design. After all, we are a small, historically oppressed minority fighting tooth and nail for our civil rights. Whereas God is merely an all-powerful, all-knowing being. It's obviously not a fair fight. Not only are we a juggernaut, but we also have an agenda. Christian Concern talks about the transgender agenda in rural England. That one's quite charming and quaint. I picture a cozy murder mystery setting, like one of Agatha Christie's Miss Marple books. You know, like Lord and Lady Wimbley Smith are entertaining the vicar in their conservatory when their daughter Sarah bounds into the room, flustered and upset, and declares, "Papa, Mama, Winston has been into my petticoats again. Oh, do tell him to stop." According to Town Hall, our agenda is as strong as Superman. They talk about parental involvement, the kryptonite to the radical transgender agenda in public schools. Attention, Town Hall. Superman was the good guy. Kryptonite is used by bad guys, or bad gals, or bad non-binary folk. The fantastically named website, The Catholic Thing, talks about the transgender agenda versus the science. Dear Thing, if I may be so forward, dear Thingy, it's a little rich bringing up science when your leaders took more than 350 years to say, "Oopsie, Galileo was right. Sorry about that Inquisition thing." You're also the folks who produced Father Dan Rehill down in Louisiana, who banned Harry Potter from school libraries because it contains actual spells. That's right, Wingardium Leviosa is the real deal. Father Dan is wrong. If those spells actually worked, then the myriad of publishers who turned down J.K. Rowling in the beginning wouldn't just be kicking themselves for their stupidity. They'd be fucking dead. I actually do have an agenda. It's right here. I'm gonna read to you from my super secret transgender agenda. 6:50 a.m. Wake up and go downstairs for breakfast. 7:45. Wash face, brush teeth, get dressed, go to work. Noon. Have lunch. 5 p.m. Come home. See? All normal stuff. Nothing sinister. 6 p.m. Eat supper. 7:30 p.m. Spend 2 hours up in the secret lair plotting to turn kids gay.
What's wrong with you? You were supposed to read that part.
I should. Never mind. We can take that out in post. Well, there you go. My transgender agenda has been fully revealed. Nothing sinister at all. I'm normal, just like the rest of you. That's it for episode 4. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.